Hello, everybody. We are live. Fun with conversation cards for today, and I'll be going live with the Legacy Builders team. We are actually in this go live journey together. So every week, we go live together as a group and have fun. Share our wins, share answers to frequently asked questions, and today we'll be having fun. Here you go. Fun with conversation cards. And this is what I'm talking about. I'll show you guys quickly. Here you go. We'll be answering a few questions from these deck of cards. I thought it will be fun to do that. First time I've been talking about this. By the way, if you guys are tuning in live or in a replay, let me know in the comment section where you are tuning in from so we know how global we are. Happy weekend to all of you. If this is the first time you're seeing me, I'm Katrina. I love what I do. I help ambitious working moms and dads also make life-changing money online. I just want to address this quickly. I've had a few questions before, like, oh, I'm not, and then they would see my ad and they would say, oh, I'm not a mom, but I also want to, make money online. And I was like, that's actually a very insightful comment. And I have this, you'll see in a bit. I also have business partners who are dads. It just so happened that a lot of moms resonate with me with my story. So that's why, I decided targeting moms in my ads. But anybody can do this as long as you have the desire and of course faith and action to change your current situation. Okay, so I just thought of putting it out there. There you have it. And I want to welcome today two of my legacy builders team. That's what we want to call our names, because we're our group, because we're actually building a legacy for our families here. We'll make it fun and light. From my neighborhood here in Hamilton, Ontario, we have Joseph Yako, yay! And all the way from the UK, who just spent a 2-week vacation in the summery Barbados, we have Katie
Yeah,
Gibbons. Welcome,
Hi,
welcome,
everyone.
lady and gentlemen. I know we have other of our business partners joining us in. I know it's a Sunday, but we're making time to connect with them. You guys want to say hello first, Joseph? And just
sure.
a
Yeah,
quick introduction for everybody who are seeing you here for the first time.
yeah. Thank you, Coach Katrina. Yes. So my name is Joseph. I'm a father of two boys with a wife. I live in Hamilton, Canada. I am a retired IT professional in the banking industry. I've had about 3 decades of my career dedicated to that one company, so I'm very, very proud of that. I'm also a financial advocate, self-taught on financial planning and retirement planning. So, it's something that I was passionate about over the years that I've had with the banking industry. My wife and I used to we used to own a brick and mortar retail business. It's actually a massage business. I don't know if you know Square One, Coach, but that was the mall that we were at for
Yeah,
five
yeah, yeah.
years.
I remember you mentioned that to me
Yeah,
before. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And then obviously I ventured into this wonderful digital business, which I'm very proud of. So, and I am previously from Manila, Philippines, and we migrated here with my parents and siblings in 1980. So
Mhm.
that's about me.
Awesome. And Joseph here has two grown young men already, grown
Yeah.
kids. And that's why, it's not just for moms with little kids. Parents, as long as you have the desire, to do more. So you want to have more and give more, then this is also for you. There you have it. And we were just chatting earlier, you know, um, Joseph is kind of semi-retired already, and he has been busy few months now into renovate, not
Mhm.
really renovate, but building more spaces in their beautiful resort home. Oh
Oh
my
my
god,
God. Oh
he
my
was
God.
he was showing the deck, the pool. Oh my gosh, it's like, is this a resort or something?
Oh,
But
Kind of.
I was just sharing that because like the flexibility that the business offers you.
Mm.
Yeah, I know building sometimes can get stressful, especially if you're coordinating a lot of things, and especially Joseph and your wife. You're very hands on with
Yes.
things. So the flexibility of being able to do this while you're focusing also on the other things in your life, like home building, it's
Yep.
amazing, right? Thank you, Joseph. Katie, go ahead, take it away.
Hello. Hi, my name's Katie Gibbons. I'm originally from Republic of Congo, and I'm a mother of two and a wife, and I'm a healthcare assistant for a couple of years now, and now I'm a business owner. So yes,
There you
but
have
I
it.
live in Ipswich in the UK.
Yes, Ipswich. I like it's like a tongue twister for me.
Yes, Ipswich.
Ipswich. There you have it. And I think also all our kids, like your kids as well, because I've shared with them how these conversation cards have been turning our dinners into more fun and interesting dinners. You know, sometimes for us parents, especially if you have like I know you both of you will be able to relate because when our kids are getting older, especially with the boys, they kind of they have this phase in their lives that they kind of shut off, like you'll ask questions and they just answer yes and no. Sometimes it can get frustrating, right? If you guys are watching on the chat or here live with us, and if you have kids, even just little ones like 11, like tweeners and teens, and you feel like you're having a hard time getting them to open up, I think this is a really good point. And I was just also sharing with them that the way I start my day is I listen to different audiobooks or podcasts or read Kindle or actual books on different aspects of life that kind of get like a little percent better every day, like not just here in the business but also like faith, relationships, motherhood. I have this book recently, how to talk so your kids would listen, and how to listen so kids will talk. Things like that. So I love things like that. And so we'll test this out because my husband and I also for teens and kids, we also answer the questions here. And there are 5 categories how this works. So there's like home and family, future, tough questions, and there's one that's fun and random, things like that. So we'll start off with before I do this, like, how about you, Joseph and Katie? Like any, like if you want to share like little experience when it comes to talking to your kids, like on a daily basis, how does that go? Let's start with Joseph because he
Oh,
has like, I would say like more experience with with
hey,
dealing with
my
these boys because they're a
it's
little
difficult.
grown more than Katie and I. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Your boys are how old? Oh my gosh, you're flushed, Joseph.
Yeah. So my kids are 23 and 22.
There
So
you
they're grown adults now, right? But when they were young, Coach, I will say to you that one of the things that we really, because we want to make sure that they're well disciplined, right?
go.
We want to make sure they're well disciplined, and so one of the things that we did was we put them into like a taekwondo, so
Mm,
to sort of teach them some discipline, right?
mhm.
A bit of coordination, of course, and stuff like that. And then we also took them to swimming for, again, discipline stuff. But when we talk to them at home, it's very constant. I've learned from a priest before, where there's three parts or three stages of parenting, right? He said
I'm
control.
taking notes.
Yeah. So one number one was control, right, Coach? There's a stage where you have to control them and make sure that they grow up
Mhm,
disciplined, right? Control. The next one is uh, coaching. I think it was coaching,
mhm.
right? So you just coach them and stuff, like when you see something you need to correct them, you just coach them on that. That's again, that's a certain stage, right? And
Yes.
then you move into consulting, which
Mm.
is when they get older, you just act as a consultant, where they come to
Yes.
you and say, hey dad, can you give me some pointers here and there.
Mm,
So those are the three C's and three stages that I've
I like
learned
that.
Mm.
from from a priest that I've been listening to. But really, to be honest with you, Coach, speaking to them, open communication, showing your love and support is really the key, because once they know that they have your love and support,
Hmm.
my gosh, all the materialistic things doesn't matter. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it starts really at home, right? I love that. Three C's. We can do another go live with that, like
Yeah.
control, coaching. I was like
Control.
coaching. Now I'm asking myself, where am I?
Yeah, yeah. But again, so the funny thing is, Coach, is that he didn't even say at a certain age you
Yeah, I
switch,
was about
right?
to ask, like, is there a specific, or that
No,
can they all happen at the same time?
no. So it's not age related. It's up to the kid to see.
The
You have to
kid.
judge and say, hey, is this kid ready for the
Mm,
Yeah.
next stage?
mm,
Is he or she matured enough, or is it, what I
uh-huh,
mean? Like, does he or she have the right mindset? And
yeah.
then that's the hard part, Coach. That is the hard part, is how do you move from controlling
Mm,
to coaching, and then
mm.
from coaching to consulting. That's very hard, because you
There's a
have to.
very blurry line
Yeah.
Yes,
across
it's like a gray
those.
area, right? But
Yeah,
each
So I'm
individual is different.
consulting right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the thing is,
I think it can also happen like all at the same time, like, depending
yes,
on the situation as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Apart from like their age. I like this.
So here's the other thing, Coach. It's also different from a girl versus a
Mm,
boy.
Yes. Yeah.
It's different. So I always say to myself, if I had a girl, my life would be completely different.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I just feel that way. That's the way I feel, because I feel
Absolutely.
because I feel girls are very precious. They're very, you have to treat them differently than boys. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think we
to
can
me,
relate to that.
yeah,
I have
yeah.
all boys too.
So
Yeah,
uh,
thank you
uh,
for that, Joseph. And
yeah,
yeah, I believe we also like, develop like different communication strategies with them depending
yes,
also on their personalities, because some kids they just like, won't like stop talking, and other would
yeah,
be like, you have to really hook them in for them to talk, right, Katie?
Yeah,
Please refresh
true.
me, Katie. You have two kids, one is 19 and one is,
Yeah.
sorry, what age again?
So 19 and 8.
8. Well, there's a little like
11 years
gap,
gap.
yeah, gap in there. And then boys and girls.
Yes, please. The oldest one is a girl.
Okay, and then boys. So how if you can share like any like what works for you when it comes to communicating with them? I thought I have a huge age gap with my kids, but you have definitely have like bigger
Do you
age
know
gap
what?
between them.
I think when it comes communication between the two, my son thinks he's the oldest,
Oh,
even though he's the
interesting.
youngest.
Uh huh.
And it's, do you know, like the sibling fights, it doesn't matter the gap, is there.
Oh, really?
But yes,
Oh, you would think there would be less because of the
it's the
huge age
same.
gap, but there is.
Yes. So, but I think in terms of the gap, the communication skills for them, they communicate so much more together as well. So they go through the fighting, the communication. I don't get involved. So
Mm.
it's like if I get involved, I'm choosing sides. So they take me out of it.
Oh, okay, okay, all
So they're
right.
saying, I'm always being told, oh, mom, this is brothers and sisters fight, so you can't get involved, even though he's 8. So I just leave it. But I
Well,
know
at
that
least, yeah, they're
yeah,
empowered to take it on themselves.
absolutely. But the difference between a boy and a girl, boys are so much energy. My boy is all about football, outdoor, everything, where my daughter's the quiet one.
Mm.
So I'm more connected with her more as well because she's coming to the nursing side. So she's going uni doing nursing. So yes, so the difference it is there. It's a very
Okay,
big difference.
yeah, nice. Okay, I'm learning. Thank you both. I have my three boys, 16, 11, and 5. So there's really, a variety in there. But it's usually the the second and the youngest who would have like, um like a little brawl because they both love like teasing each other, at the wrong
Mhm.
time. Like, when the other one is playing seriously, the other one would want to, like, play rough house. And then, yeah. And then the oldest and the youngest would be like a young father to my little one. They have that sweet moments too. But when it comes to talking, the second one really like talks a lot. Like he talks his mind, but he's an introvert. Like, but he's different at home. I think there are kids like that. They have a different
Mhm.
personality showing when they're in with their friends, when with their other people. But here at home, he's like the silliest of them. But there you go. So let's start off. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love it because we don't get to usually share like this. I think on the coaching calls we kind of mentioned, but not really like dive deep into those. So let's start with the kids. Let's just start it. So we have five categories. I'll choose like let's cover all the categories of five questions. I'll choose like my three and two on the other one. So let's start with kids, and they're all also color coded, so you will know. So we'll do the yellow. Yellow means like fun and random. Are you guys ready?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
this is just very easy. Let's see here. Sometimes there we go. Oh, nice. Okay, let's do this one. What is a favorite memory that you have? So please remember, we're asking this to our kids, but let's also try to speak from like we're like, let's pretend that we're kids. What is your favorite memory that you have, like, growing up?
Ooh.
These are all like random, like on the spot questions, guys. That's why you can see us, like, even for me. That's why you can see our eyes, like, okay, we're thinking. Growing up. Okay. Let's see. Whoever is ready, okay? I'll just check the comment section here. Hey, June Francis. Hey, June, how are you? Nice to see you here. We're just having fun. Join us. If you guys can also join us in the chat, like, we're doing conversation cards. So, talking kids, talking point, and this is the first question. What is a favorite memory that you have? So, I know it's a
Okay.
vast thing. You want to start? Who wants to start this one? I thought
I
it's
can
gonna.
start.
Yes, go ahead, Katie.
I think my favorite thing for youngster, my foster mum refused to tell us where we were going on holiday. So she would just tell us, "Oh, just pack. We're going on holiday." And I was like, she wouldn't tell us. All into when we got to the airport, that's when she told us that we were going to Barbados for the first time. Oh God, I
Oh,
cried. I was like, I forgot to pack this. I forgot to pack this.
oh my God. Yeah. Oh my.
It was my favorite
And
ever
also,
holiday.
yeah, that's so much fun. It's like a
Yeah.
surprise, but it also kind of stresses you out when you are there, and then, oh no, I forgot to pack like warm clothes, like,
Yes.
warm weather clothes. Oh, that's so nice. I love that. Nice. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Joseph.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back when we were in the Philippines, where I think my mom just started driving the car.
Mm.
Okay. And then so my dad is very careful with a car. Okay. With the cars, like he's very a fanatic of cars, right? So my mom was driving one day, and back home, there's no seatbelts and whatsoever, right? And then she would take us for a drive. I think it was just maybe it's just myself. She would take me for a drive, and then she would show me, look, no hands, no hands. And all I can remember is that, oh my gosh, what would my dad say?
Oh my God.
So, so that I remember, and that I knew kind of like my mom is very, she's very adventurous. She's very,
Uh-huh.
risk taker kind of thing, right?
Oh, and would you say you kind of have taken a little part of that with you growing up,
Oh yeah,
right? Yeah, definitely, right? I love that. Like, that's bits and pieces of our childhood. Um, thank you for that. For me, of course, there's tons, but I think what one of the fondest memory of me growing up is because when I was born, I don't know the age, maybe for 2 3 years, my parents um they hired somebody, like a family, like a distant family, a relative, to take care of me, like a nanny. And then like literally I would be living with that lady. And then growing up, and then this lady is actually visited her again when I went back home in the Philippines. She's the head, like in our neighborhood there, she's the head of like a religious organization. Katie, in the Philippines, we have this, when we celebrate a feast of like a saint. So it's like a
Fiesta.
Roman Catholic tradition back home in the province. We would have what they call sagala in
Yeah.
English, like the how do you translate that? You
Is
know,
it like a fiesta? Fiesta? No.
like it's a
Okay.
yeah, it's a feast, and then they will have little girls dress up like like princesses, things like that.
Yeah.
So and then there's this like bunch of girls in the neighborhood. We would get dressed up like to celebrate the feast of this saint kind of thing, and then we
Yeah.
would hold a cross like that. And there's several occasions because she's the head, of that association in our neighborhood. I would often get the main the main
Wow.
role. Oh, yeah, so I have actually like old photos here that I brought from the Philippines. I would be wearing like a princess queen like outfit, and I have this crown, and I would hold the cross like that, and we have like this thing that little boys also hold like an ark, because you're the Reina Elena, you're the queen of all queens, something like that.
Yeah.
And you would parade around the neighborhood, so it's like,
Wow.
oh, I feel like I'm a queen. And I think I've started like as young as 3 years old. I remember because I have a photo. And I think the last one was I was like about to turn high school already, and I was very attached to I call her Nanay Mila, like mother Mila, something like that. So that was really one of the fondest memories. There you have it. So I haven't
Muse.
shared that. Yeah.
It's like being a muse, right? Muse.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. You're like muse of all the muses, and you're
Yeah.
celebrating this tradition. So that's one of like the fun favorite, fun memory of me.
Wow.
Thank so that was fun to share. Let's see here. Hi, Lorna. How are you? Also from the UK. So Katie here is from Ipswich. It's a tongue twister for me. UK. There you go. Liz, nice seeing you in Mexico. Fave memory is merienda time. So a snack time. My grandma cooked good bibingka, ginatan, or simply going to the bakery, watching from Arizona. Right? We have like fun memories with our grandparents. Fun memories when at 5 years old, I sold ice candies to my neighbor. Mom actually made them for us. There you go. How much was your ice
Mm.
candy, June? I remember back in the days, like one peso, like super little cents here in Canada, right? So we have how do you call it, Joseph? Ice candies. Um, how do you? It's like flavored water. Then you freeze it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the version. On
Oh,
your end. How do you call it here in Canada?
freezies.
Freezies, yeah,
Freezies.
something like that. So
Yeah.
we call it freezies. I don't care as long as I have money. Makes sense, right? Awesome. So that's for fun, something fun, and then now we move on to ooh, oh, this is nice. Let's do the tough topics
Oh,
from fun to tough topics. There you go. This is the first one that I got. Do you think, oh, this is, do you think people have a higher calling in life? There you go. We can talk to this like as if we are like, little, when we're little kids.
Hmm.
Um, just so to make it, what were your thoughts like growing up? Do you think people have a higher calling in life? So this is still from the deck of cards here. Talking points with kids.
Hmm.
I'll go. I'll start. When I was growing up, um, my parents kind of planted in me, being, I think a lot of us, like, if not all of us, to do really good in school because that opens up really good opportunities, right? So for me, it's really more of achieving well so you can have better things in life. So I think that's my higher calling in a sense. When I was younger, of course, it has evolved throughout the years, but yeah, I think really when we were kids, it's a lot of like molding. It really has molded us how our parents took care of us, and the things that we get exposed to, kind of thing. So that's why when a deadline comes in school, even though I'm usually a crammer, even though it's just a few days, I know I will I will do it. I will finish something come deadline. So it's kind of things like that. I just know like when you achieve more, you can have more kind of thing calling. How about you, you guys?
Katie, you want to go first?
Yeah, I think for me, it was always work hard, you get a better job. That's how my foster mum put it. She's
Yeah.
like, if you don't work hard, you won't get it in life. So I think
Yeah,
that's
same
what
here.
how
I
I
think
came
that's
up.
our
Yeah.
higher calling when you were younger, right? There you go. How about you, Joseph?
Absolutely, coach. Because when you know what, when I was young, I wanted to become a dentist. I
Mm.
Oh,
wanted to become a dentist, and when I found out more and more, when as I grew up, I found out more, and I could not stand the blood and the
Mm.
and the gut that you see. So I said, no, I don't think it's for me,
yeah.
right? But I wanted to be a dentist. But I also had big dreams. I also had big dreams when I
Mhm.
was young, and sure. I mean, some of the dreams that I've accomplished, but some I didn't. But working towards it, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm still in this. I'm in this digital business as well. So I'm trying to follow that dream as well.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting, like how we were molded when we were younger? Like,
Mhm.
working hard. And that's why we all found each other here in the
Yeah.
online
Yes.
space because now we're realizing that, hey, yes, working harder for our dreams, having good careers, good jobs, that's not too bad at all. Like
Hmm.
it gives it foot poo it put food on the table, send our kids to school. But yeah, we're trading time for money. So now we're realizing that, and now our higher calling is, bigger than just like merely working and having more purpose on what we do,
Yeah.
right? So
Yep.
that was nice. Thank you. All right, so let's get one here from the teen section. Let's do
Ooh,
uh,
teen.
yeah, let's do teen.
Oh, I hope I can remember my
I
teenage
know
years.
that we'll pretend we're teens. There you go. Okay, this is the first one I got. As teenagers, so we'll pretend that we're teens right now.
Yeah.
Do you believe people can change? Why or why not?
Hmm.
Hmm. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, especially if we're gonna in my teens.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to take the lead, Katie?
I think I will say yes because I was a troublesome teen.
Who is not? Who wasn't? It's our
Now,
tumultuous years, right?
if I was troublesome teen, but you would never know now. I'm the
Same here,
opposite.
girl.
But
Mhm.
yes, people can definitely change.
Yeah, there you have it. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything to that? By the way, you guys who are on the chat, feel free to share. Pretend you're a teenager right now because we're doing teens and kids conversation cards. So that is the question. So there you have it. Do you think when you're a teenager, do you believe people can change? Why or why not? You want to add to that, Katie? Sorry, where's my tissue?
Oh, I think I mean we all can change. You know, there's certain things. I think for me, growing up as a teen, what I've done, what I didn't like, so I use my experience
Mm.
to give it to my children. Even then, they're like, "Oh, mom, you're just old."
Yeah,
So
we
we
said
can
that.
change, you
Mhm.
know. So I try to like show them the mistakes that I've done to show that look, I've changed. Look where I am right now. So, you know, mistakes that you go through, you can also change. So they do, like my daughter right now, she's actually saying, "Mom, I thank you for what you've told me." But it took her a long time to say it. She understood what I told her when she was younger, and now that she's 19. But what I
Wow.
told her when she was like growing, you know, 12,
Uh-huh.
13, she wasn't getting it. But, you
Mhm.
know, now that she's 19, she actually understood what I was telling her about certain things in life, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah,
But
so
the
people
good thing
can
there is
change.
she remembered. And we
Yes.
thought we're just talking to like a wall sometimes when we talk to our
Yes.
kids. And then you
Exactly.
realize, oh my gosh, after all these years, she actually remembered and put it to
They
heart.
do remember. They do remember. But it's such a good feeling when you get that
Mhm.
return and they say, "Thank you, mom." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
wow, it works."
Yeah,
So,
planting
yes.
seeds sometimes when it takes a longer time to reap the benefits of that. Sometimes
Yeah.
yes, it's frustrating, but
Yeah.
well done in that. Thank you for sharing that, Joseph.
Yeah, about me, yes, I think the answer is yes, because I'm in the same boat as Katie. I was, I was naughty. I was
Uh-huh.
very naughty when I was a teenager. I was naughty and troublemaker, and I do.
I want to see us like in our teen versions.
I do recall that one of the things that changed me was that this is when I was back home. So in the back home, like I said, I was very naughty and stuff like that. So my grandfather would always tell me stories about my cousins here in Canada and how well they're doing,
Mm,
because we were close cousins, right? So he was always saying, "Oh, this your cousin here is doing very well doing that." So he was encouraging me, and I was following through with that mindset and saying, "You know what, if my cousins can do it, I'd love to be doing the
Mhm.
same thing." So I was in constant chasing that change,
mm,
for the better, when
mhm.
my grandfather was always telling me how good they're doing, here in Canada, right? So
Yeah. And thank you. And that just gave me also the exact same thoughts. Like, those my most of my mother's side, they are nine in the family. Like seven out of the nine are already here in Canada.
um,
So like yeah, seven of them already moved here to Canada in Vancouver when I was just 9 years old. So
mm,
it's been a while. And then I remember whenever they would come home to have vacations in the Philippines, one of my uncles used to work at the fridge magnets,
yeah.
um, like
Hmm.
factory, and then he would bring home really nice like Canada magnets, and it's not just like the square ones; it has like really elaborate designs on it, and it features different places here in Canada. And that was also the first time for me, like, oh my gosh, I also want to go there. So I think that's also like changing from the current situation that we have. I was just nine back then, not even a teenager, but it was already planted in me. um Time goes by, kind of the dream kind of faded in a bit, and then when I hit college, like teen years, it kind of reignited again, like, okay, maybe this is something that I can also pursue in the future. And yeah, I was just thinking what else when it comes to changing. Definitely, I'm always open to change, especially I'm about like all about like taking risks as well. Like
Hmm.
when you say in the Philippines, Katie, when we say province, it's actually like the countryside.
Okay.
Here in Canada, when we say province, it's just like states in the U.S.,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
And also in the UK, I think it's more of like how do you uh what's the I forgot what's the conversion of that, but well, when back home in the
Is it
Philippines, when
that towns and cities?
yeah, something like that, like a
Okay.
bigger part of the city.
Yeah.
Back home when we were growing up, when you live in the countryside, so you're usually far from the city, like like
Listen.
the city center. And then so one of my dreams is really to study in the city. I'm like
Listen.
3 hours away. We live 3 hours away from the city. We're in the
Yeah.
farm side. And then so my dream was really to study in the university, because I know, as you know, as I mentioned earlier, the more achievements that you have, the more exposure, then the bigger things that can open up for you. So, and my mom doesn't want me to go to the city because I'm the only girl. We're just two in the family, my older brother and me, and I'm the única hija, like the only girl. She's like protecting and shielding me from. So, and I got into this huge university in the city, and then there's like a little percentage of people in our place who gets in there, so it's really huge. And she doesn't
Mm.
want me to go there. I was like, no mom, I'm going. I'm the boss here, like, I've studied hard for this, and this is it. She wanted me to study also in a university, but in our countryside, like an hour away, so I can go home every single day. And I was like, no, 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 I'm a big girl now, so I'm really open to changes like that. And it's like a big,
Mm.
big, fun world out there for me. So yeah, there you have it. Can
Thank
go forever with that. Awesome. So another one for the teens. So we finish out with the red one. You guys, you can share in the chat what your, if you believe people can change when you were teens. Let's see here. The next one is future. There you have it. This is fun too. The first one that I got is this. This is from the teen deck as well. Where does traveling rank in your priorities
you.
for future life? There you go. Or even today.
That's right.
Oh,
When you were teenagers, you guys like dream of like, oh, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there.
yeah.
Katie.
I wanted to be an air hostess. Never happened.
Oh, like how do we call it? Like a flight attendant.
Yes.
Oh
'Cause
my
I
gosh,
wanted
you
to
have
go
the
to
same dream.
every.
I used to also aspire to be a flight attendant. And tell us what happened.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what? I don't know what happened. No, my daughter happened. I had her when I was 21.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
started young too.
So yes. So from having her, and I was like, I couldn't leave her behind. So
Mm,
yeah, direction changing.
yeah. Redirected. And now you're actually traveling with the family, right?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. That's interesting. I just want to hop on that as well. I actually went as far as applying to become a
Oh,
flight attendant in the Philippines.
wow.
Yes, I was wearing this brown suit, and then I realized it doesn't suit my, like, the color palette. It's brown, and then skirt, and then a little, like, tiny heels. But in the Philippines, sadly, they actually, and I just realized I think it's just only in the Philippines, Joseph, that they're very strict with height, like the height
Yes.
Oh,
requirements.
Yes. Yeah.
Then in
wow.
other, is it also in your on your the same in your case, Katie?
I don't
Do
think
you know?
so. Because no, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
we were
So
so
don't put me on
brainwashed
that. I
that
don't think so.
the height,
Hmm.
the weight,
Wow.
also like the pleasing personality, it's actually there. And then when I flew here, when I settled here in Canada, and also I have a cousin who's a flight attendant, and she has a pleasing personality, but the height, I'm taller than her, and I was like, oh, that's interesting in Canada that they don't
Yeah.
actually require you to have a certain height, like as long as you reach something, and then everything now is like kind of automated and all. So yeah, unfortunately I did not get a call back.
Yeah. Aw.
So that's one of my rejections early on in my career. I think I did try that even before trying out the GMA, the TV production. I was like fresh from college, like in between jobs. I did try my first job, and I was like, waiting for a call back in the other corporate, and I was like, okay, I think this is my chance. But yeah, so but of course, right now, so definitely traveling is also in my dreams, and I'm grateful that I'm able to do that. Right now, I was also redirected, like you, Katie, but now
Yeah.
with family and here for the business. So absolutely. How about you, Joseph? Joseph
Oh,
loves traveling too, for sure.
oh yeah, yeah. So we love to travel. My wife and I love to travel, and my whole family, my mom and my dad. We traveled a lot already, even on the short distances, right? We travel, but mainly we've gone back home to the Philippines to travel. So the one thing with me, I love to travel, but I hate flying.
Oh.
I
Oh,
don't
how
like
do
that.
you deal with that?
I'm afraid of heights,
Oh.
right?
Oh,
Oh,
So
Joseph.
yeah, I know. If I can travel by boat, I will. But so I mean, cruises is not bad, I guess, right? But
Yeah.
I have yet to try a cruise, but no, definitely, Coach. One of our dream is to really see the rest of the world, right? And
Mm.
what an awesome feeling that would be to being able to go to places and share that with your loved ones, right? So it just creates an um, everlasting memory to me because the
Yeah.
pictures that I've taken with my parents, with my siblings, wherever we went, it's something that is a different feeling that you can't put a price tag on. And the memories that we've shared, we cherish those memories and the bonding moments that we've had. Because here in Canada we hardly see each other, but when we go on a trip, well, sorry, I mean, we hardly saw each other when we were working. But
mm,
now two of myself and my sibling is now retired, so we get to see more often, but also we're also taking care of my mom, who's a widow, so we're also making sure that she's also preoccupied and busy with us being around her, right? So that's why we're like sort of tight knit and traveling wherever we can with her, with my mom, right? And
yeah.
our obviously and our spouses.
Yeah, I saw your also your photos of I don't know if you remember, like when you're starting with your business page, you're posting photos, travel photos, and I was like asking you who these people are because you're like a very close knit family. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that. Great. So yeah, sometimes I also get scared like initially when I fly, but I'd rather like wait long in the airport rather than taking like a long land drive. Like kind of the
Yeah.
opposite. My husband enjoys like long train rides, but he doesn't like to drive. So
Mhm.
he recently went to Montreal on his own, like his me time, and he really enjoyed like the train ride, like 5 hours, 6 hours. I was like, no, 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 no. I'd rather fly 1 hour, wait long in the airport, and fly long. So there you have it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have our last one here. That was fun. Thank you. We'll do, let's see. Let's do another fun and random. Let's end with that. What's the other one? What's the blue one? Blue one is home and family. Um, okay. Hang on. Okay, it's like to pick this ones. Friends, friends, friends. Okay. There you go. So this one, I think I will ask this and tell me what your kids think about this for you. Okay.
Mm.
So when you ask your kids, or maybe you've asked this in the past, or if you haven't, if you would have asked them right now, what do you think will be their answer? Do you think I work enough, too much, or not enough?
Oh
This
my.
is home and family.
Too much.
I think we all can we all say the same at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Too much.
No,
Too much.
You Joseph, no.
no.
Interesting. Okay, Joseph, take the lead. What's your answer here? They would say
Yeah,
you're not working enough.
yeah. So, Mike, I don't know if I set a bad precedence, because w- for some reason, what they remember is that I'm always working from home. I don't know why, right?
Oh,
But
Mm.
that only happened really before the pandemic, or so during the pandemic, right? Uh,
yeah. So
I
it's
was,
just like a few years back when they're already
yeah,
like grown. They already
Yeah,
like clear
yeah.
thinking
And,
minds.
and,
Okay.
spec- and especially when I announced my retirement, they even thought, have you even worked long?
Seriously?
I said, it's been 3 decades.
Wow. I think it's a good thing because maybe they feel more of you at home. So they remember that, which is I think good, right?
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, it could be that they're joking, but to me, it seems as though is that they think that I didn't work too much or I don't work too much. But I don't know.
Oh, I would take that in a way that you have time for them,
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
you know.
so that's one thing, Coach, and Katie. When they were growing up, I mentioned that like we took him to taekwondo, swimming. There's not one day I missed their activity because what obviously it's happening. Their activities happen after work, and we scheduled it that way so that we can be with them.
Mm.
But there were 8 or 9 years that I was also their coach in soccer and
Wow.
in basketball because I figured if I'm going to be there and driving them, I might as well give back to the community and become a coach for basketball and soccer. So that's what I did for about 8 or 9 years, coaching their teams, for those activities, right? So to them, it didn't show that I was working. It's like as if I was just spending more time with them. And to me, I think
And I
it's a
think I love that. Like,
yeah.
you
It's
know, and we didn't know you're that sporty buff dad.
no, I coached the two of their teams for 9 years. Combination of soccer and basketball.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would really lean onto that perspective that
yeah,
because they
it-
saw you
yeah,
often
yeah.
and they feel like, oh, daddy's always here beside us,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Right?
yes.
So
And to be honest with you, it was the best time of my life with them. It was the best. I love seeing them uh, play the sport and just applying what I've sort of coached them in a way, right?
mhm.
So like it was a great feeling for me to see as to how well they're doing in terms of development, personal development, right? So
Yeah, I think
that's why it's the best
that
time for me.
yeah, I think that's a very good reminder for me and Katie with still younger ones that really cherish
Yeah.
these moments, right?
Hmm.
And I think we both have the same answer, Katie. Our kids would say we work too much.
My son,
Tell
oh
us
God,
about that.
you know what?
No,
They
but
always say I work too hard. I'm never home,
Mm,
but I think throughout the years, what I've done, I've always worked Monday to Saturday. I
mm.
refuse to work Sunday. I'm like religious day.
yeah,
So my son's always confused when I'm home on the Saturday. He's like, "What's going on, Mama? You feeling okay? Because you're not at work?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's so bad." No, what I try to do with them, I always make sure that I drop my son to school and pick him up during the weekdays.
Mm.
And I try my best sometimes to be at home on Saturdays. Not, it doesn't always happen. So out of the 4 weekends, I work 3 Saturdays a month. So it's very difficult, but I'm working towards not working Saturday. So the
That's why
business,
we're here. That's why you're
yes.
here. Yes,
So
that's
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
yeah, and they pick up on those habits that we have,
Yes.
right? Like, okay, mom is here. And sometimes
Yes.
also I would get that comment to my from my husband, like if I'm just sitting watching with him, like, are you sick?
Are you? Yes.
Because I don't like watching TV. I don't like watching Netflix. I'd rather read. I'd rather clean the house and put like a podcast. Yes, I'm that
Yes.
boring. But sometimes I do like watch with him when I'm really tired and I just want to doze off to sleep. But yeah, those comments are like, okay, yes, that's our reality. Joseph,
Yes.
sorry, you're about to add something earlier.
no, no, I was going to say that both of you, or actually all of us, are on our way for that freedom that we've been
Yes.
looking for, right? As well. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I was trying to give my time back to the community, I had to choose between my work
Mm,
and my kids, and there's no competition, right? But yet I had stress with work because I have to make you know I guess life. I mean, I career
mm,
change. Career decision
yeah.
where if I say no to them, then I might not. get whatever approval from my band or whatever. But there was some definitely politics and stress there, right? So again, I guess what I'm saying is that both of you or all of you are also looking at the fact that you want that freedom with the kids,
Yes.
Yeah.
which I had too as well, and I just did it earlier than you did.
Yes, and we're learning from you, right? By the way, we want to welcome here Julieta. We're on the latter part of our show, but we're happy to have you here, Julieta. She had another go live interview. So Julieta here is coming from here also in Ontario. Do you want to give them like a quick introduction of you, Julieta, before we dive into our last question?
Hi, hello everyone. Sorry that I am late because I have another interview. So yeah, I'm here now. So hello everyone.
Yeah, Julieta here also works like multiple jobs. She's a power mom of one, and we've been working online for a few years now. And she's one of the power mentors as well in our community. And Julieta, we are just actually answering this question here. So we're doing the talking points. Do you think I work enough, too much, or not enough? Like, what would your kids say? So we were just sharing our thoughts here. For me personally, my second one, yeah, he's usually the very outspoken one. He would always say like I work too much. Even before like here in the business, like now I have more control. I think it's just really my personality. Like I'm a workaholic in a way. It's good and bad at the same time, if you know what I mean. So I
Mhm.
try to as much as possible. I love like how my husband keeps my feet on the ground. Like it's Sunday. It's dinner time. It's like non-negotiable for us to have dinner together. That's why we're enjoying a lot of these like conversation cards. But yeah, so but I'm happy now that I'm in such a stage here in the business that I really get to dictate how my working hours. Sometimes I still procrastinate on some stuff. I think that's kind of human nature, but I'm glad that I'm able to like have more control over my time right now that I work from home. I was able to quit my job, and I give kudos to all of you here that you're also on that way forward. That's why we all found each other here. Like, we're hardworking parents for our dreams. And now we're taking that change, that next chapter in our lives that, hey, there's so much we can do more so we can have more time for our kids, right? So, how about for the last question? Um, Here you go. Let's do fun and random also for uh, this one. Okay, let's end with this one for everybody. Um, Here, what's a fun or interesting fact that we might not know about you? So you can answer like at this stage of life, like as an adult. What's a fun or interesting fact that I might not know? This is nice. I like this. Who wants to start? Okay. Julieta, since you're here, do you want to start with
Hmm.
that? Anything that fun or interesting fact that you want to share with us that you think we don't know yet?
Okay. I think all of you know that I am always like when I am on my TikTok, it's like I am showing some funny moves that I some funny dance. I just do anyhow as long as I can dance. So, but then that make people laugh. But
Mhm.
then that is just a part of me. So sometimes when we are in the Zoom meetings like this, I can say that I'm not that really shy anymore. But then when we are in our group, like in our college group, like peers, like we are so crazy. and then I am the one who is the craziest one. But of course, in here in the here in our business, I'm you can see that when we meet with each other, I am not that really showing up who my the real me, because I am just in my mind that maybe they can some people they can interpret in the negative way.
Misinterpret
So
it.
yeah, so like they misinterpret me, but the real me is I am a really like I can I am like really a funny one.
Yeah, lovely
Yeah,
person.
super
And you
funny.
can see that on your TikTok. So do more of that, sis. Go for it.
It's
I
like
love
if
that.
we are with our peer college peers, like way back in the Philippines, I am not a really bit sure, but I am just a happy go lucky person. That is my personality.
Mm.
Even though we were back in college when I'm not really sure, but I am wondering how I passed the teacher's licensure examination, because during that time with my friends, like during the review in the morning, we are in the review center, and then in the afternoon, because the Iloilo, Gaisano City and then SM City, they just opened, and then in the afternoon we went there and see some of the like the actress and actors who perform in the activity center. So we were there, and then it's like during my review when I'm at home, I'm not really on the reviewer. I'm making excuses. Under my reviewer, there is a pocketbook. There is a pocketbook under my reviewer, because I don't want my grandmother to see me that reading pocketbooks, because otherwise they're gonna ask me to help her in the farm, something like that. So yeah, so that sorry, my eyes is very dry. So that is why I'm not really sure why did I pass the licensure examination for teachers, the let exam, and then yeah. So but then those days that I was so crazy. I think it's because I am still not that really in the mature yet to realize the life, but yeah. And then the only thing is I am just very silent, but don't mess up with my family or anything, and otherwise you're gonna see my real me. That is
I think
me.
it's also, yeah, thank you for sharing that, Julieta. And yeah, I think it's for a lot of us that's very relatable, because when you're younger, we're more carefree, we don't
Yes.
know what the stresses of the future life. Right? But sometimes it's nice to also reminisce those stuff that's still part of us, that we can still be goofy, like at this stages in our lives, right? So thank you, Julieta, for that. Katie, how about you? What's something fun? What's a fun or interesting fact that we might not know yet?
Oh, I will go
No.
with interesting. So
Okay.
I wake up. I exercise 4:30 every morning.
Wow.
I'm obsessed with it. The reason for that is me time. That's the only time I can ever find to be able to give myself me time before anyone gets up at home.
That's awesome. So that means you have a pretty regular schedule at work?
Yes. So I
Uh-huh.
start at 9. My son has to get up at 7, to start getting ready. So I thought to myself, I need to get up extra early so I can just give me some me time. Do you know, like Miracle? I think it was at the
Miracle
Miracle.
morning. Yes.
Morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look here. Yeah.
So
So you
I'm
have like
kind of
two and a
still
half hours
doing.
for yourself.
So it's that my guilty pleasure. I can't change it for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. So that's
But
the
so
interesting
so you
thing.
recently started that because of
So
the miracle
do you know
morning.
what? I've been doing this for so long.
Oh,
So when
okay.
we did it, it kind of slot in.
Kind of
So
reinforced that
exactly.
habit more. Oh,
Yeah. So that's the only time I find that I need to give myself me time before everybody else, before mummy.
So I'm curious, what
Wow.
time do you go to sleep?
Oh gosh, I can go. Do you know what? As soon as my son, I actually fall asleep with him. So when I put my son to sleep at 8, I usually read him a book, and I'm fast asleep.
Okay, good.
So that's when my husband will actually say, "Katie, go to bed."
Uh-huh. So you should be in bed like sooner.
Like, do you know what? Because coming from like Barbados, my time has changed.
Oh, okay.
So I'm finding it a bit difficult sleeping at the moment.
Uh-huh. They're still in adjustment, so it's good
Jet
that we
lagged
did
right
this.
now, yeah.
Jet lag. Yeah. Awesome. That's interesting. All right. Yeah. Who doesn't need like me time, especially for us busy parents, right? So thank you for
Yeah.
that. Joseph, how about you? Fun or interesting fact that we might not know yet?
Yeah, not so much fun. I think it's when I was in the Philippines, I was actually an altar boy.
Mm,
Yeah, I
oh,
was
you
an
like
actually,
this one too.
I was an altar boy.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, when you were that young, again, we were naughty, right? Um, so being in, I think in the Philippines, it was first year high school. So I remember first year high school, and uh, and that would be grade 7 here, Katie. It's grade 7 around here for
Mhm.
elementary.
Yeah.
So first year high school in Philippines, we would have school masses, right? School masses, and my buddy and I, like my friend and I, were both altar boys. We would obviously during communion time, we would we'd be there in front of the obviously the crowd and the priest, and when they were doing communion, and we would always look each other when we see a nice cute girl. we would we would wink at each other and say, kind of thing, taking, kind of thing, like we were just, joking around, of course, right? But this is in front of a priest. So naughty, 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 supposed to be sacred, supposed to
Yes.
be, you know,
Holy.
holy. But yet, both of my friend and I were like, sort of, hey, she's kind of cute.
Yeah, because you're in like the, starting those puberty hormones, right?
So,
That's fine. Thank you, Joseph. That got me thinking. I think I've shared it in the past, but I might not have mentioned it quite enough. That I actually wanted to be like this. I think fun and interesting at the same time. I wanted to be a TV reporter,
Mm.
like
I, I can
hardcore.
see you. I can see you like that.
That is why
And
you finished with broadcast communication.
yeah, that's why I took broadcast communication because I
Mm.
think I remember vividly. I think I was in third year or fourth year high school. We had this play, like when your teachers assigned you to have like a skit and you'll role play something. And I think I really had fun. Like I think it was my idea. Like I was in a huge TV, like cardboard box, and I would talk like reporting live, da 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 da, da. And we had the highest grade in our group, and it really felt so good. Like I had an award, best in role play, something like that. Like, oh my god, I think I wanted to be a reporter when I grow up. So I think that really planted that seed in me. Third year, fourth year high school. But I've been part of like a journal club, something like that. I would like write some stuff or I would take photos. I love taking photos, so we would compete, and I would be in that category, like photojournalists. So there you go. So I think kind of if
Mm.
you look back, you can actually connect the dots looking backwards. Like
Mhm.
all those skills, a kind of like stepping stone on what I have right now. So broadcast communication. But of course, you don't need to be like in that category to excel here. Like I have these beautiful people here. They didn't have like any background with whatsoever, right? And it's a skill. Like with any other skill, you can develop it. So that really planted that a seed in me. So that's the course that I took, like the program that I took in college. And my first work was in TV as well. My internship was at a radio station and both TV stations in the Philippines. It was really good. It's really fun. When you're young and you're idealistic, you're like, you really wanted to do that, right? But looking back, I asked myself at what point, what made it why did I really want that bad, like to be a reporter? Is it really I wanted like to be in the news and because it was like a tough job, especially with the schedule and all. And then I realized I wanted to do that job because I wanted to travel and tell stories.
Ah,
So I was like, oh, okay. And realizing that, I was like, I'm actually traveling now and I'm telling stories,
yeah.
not just my story, but other people's stories, like testimonials too. So I was like, I love how things are coming together. Like, and yes, I took nursing as well. And there was a point in my conversation with my husband, like, okay, are we putting this two ways? And I told him, no, we're not actually putting that two ways. You putting me to nursing school because I have a lot of, business partners who got attracted to here in the business because of my story of being a healthcare professional. And like, Katie here clicked on my ad, Julieta as well. So I guess it's not really like it's not put two ways, right? So that's something interesting and fun at the same time. Thank you so much. It was longer than expected. I did enjoy my chat with you, ladies and gentlemen, and of course to all our amazing active viewers here. There you go. Ice Pops, yes. Hey, Virginia. Juvie, hello, hello. Adeline, hi, happy weekend. Martha from California, having my lunch, enjoying my lunch break. Okay, that's a late lunch. Carla, hello, hello. Awesome. Thank you so much, Joseph, Katie, Julieta, for your time today. And we'll see you again next time, everybody. And if you're curious, what we're doing here, why do we have all these, what do you call this, websites here? We do work online. We've all found each other here online. And if you're ever interested, if you're ever curious, reach out to any of us here. Click on our links, there, and see how you can get started. So you watch a free webinar and see how you too can get started making money online. Maybe just earn a little extra bucks, like extra $300, $500 a month, and go from there, right? A lot of us just wanted that, that little extra. Little did we know that it can be a lot more. So it's really up to you. All right. So thank you so much, everybody. And we'll see you again
Thank you.
our next go live.
Thank you
All right.
so
Thank you so
much.
much.
See you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye
Thank
now.
you.
Bye.
Awesome. Oops. All right. Let me see here.